Hello and welcome to another ranked replay cast, and today I'm gonna feature Barte in his Yueyang. So, you figure, Yueyang, is he insane with all the radars and so on? Might be, but Barte did play almost exclusively Yueyang, or DD in general, and I think he's doing quite well in it. On the other hand, DD in this meta, in the current meta, is really challenging, and if you look at the enemy lineup, they have double booster and the Moskva, so triple radar among the cruisers, then they have also Z52 and the gearing. So, not the best of the setups, I would say. I mean, his team has also 2 boosters as well, so yeah. This is not the perfect environment for destroyers in general, but yeah, since the introduction of the booster, yeah, it became a lot harder in my opinion. Because a good booster player can, like, you don't even need a DD. You just need a booster to patrol on one flank, and the enemy DD has only with enough backup a chance of yeah, getting rid of the booster. Alright, so he's heading, we are playing here on Tears of the Desert. He's heading northwards to the A cap, which is fine. Booster and Yamato are going south, and this is what I recommend. He has also a Harugumo on his team, a ship that is really dependent on spotting. So the Harugumo could have gone with the booster down here, because then he can... The fun fact about it is, the booster is playing the DD role, while the Harugumo is playing also a DPM role that the booster is also good at. So yeah, I mean, Harugumo and booster synergizes quite nicely, I have to admit, if the Harugumo player knows what he's doing. Because as soon as the booster is radared, the Harugumo can smoke up and also pummel the enemy destroyer. But let's focus on this here. So he's going in this area here, and this is like what I always recommend. In a DD, you want to play safe. You're the eyes of your team, and you don't want to die too early. Even with all the radars, it's a significant disadvantage if you lose your destroyer. So he has to play really careful, and that's why I would go in this area in the first place. Not immediately into the cap. Don't go through here into the cap, then you are limited in your choices. I mean, you could go like this and then reverse and reverse out. Okay, that's a possibility. But you will also want to spot enemy ships in case it's needed. Okay, booster is spotted. He has not even the concealment buff, so he's... yeah, but this booster does. So he's already in the radar range of both boosters. Of course, immediately turns away. And is out of radar range, because that booster decided to sit in the smoke. If I would be the booster, I would play really aggressively close to my DD. And I expect my DD to be also here, and then I would go here and be also really close, so I can chunk down the enemy DD pretty nicely. But they played it a bit too passive. Of course, they are facing a bigger opposition, but still you can inflict a lot of damage on the enemy DD. But Barte was smart enough, turned away immediately, and yeah, is roaming around still pretty... yeah, how can I say it? He didn't lose too much HP. So he's heading now to the A cap, because both of the boosters have probably used their radars. So he's pretty safe. He can't be spotted unless the enemy DD is coming. And that's the only thing he has to be feared of. They have a gearing and a Z52. Z52 was spotted down here since there is a smoke, so we can expect a gearing up here. Not sure if I agree with this booster play of going into A, but it's, I think, okay-ish. If I would be that booster, I would also roam here. I mean, okay, they have a Zao already, so having the radar range here is also pretty fine, I think. Some preemptive torps on the Kurfürst, who is likely to go this path, and totally fine. And now Barte goes into the A cap. He's spotted, so tells him gearing is there, and now he's smart enough to not shoot. Why is he not shooting? Because this booster, the Kurfürst, they are all way too close. And of course, he was a bit lucky because the enemy DD ate a widespread torp, oh man, from the Harugumo. Pretty unlucky for him, I would say. Eating widespread IGN torps is kind of pretty easy to dodge normally, but maybe he was a bit overwhelmed by the whole situation. That can happen. But that gives this flank a big disadvantage, and the enemy, of course, a disadvantage. Even with 2 boosters, now the Kofist ate 4 torps on top, has damage con, so he's also forced away. This flank is pretty safe for now. There's nothing Barte needs to do anymore, and can leave it to this group up here to hold A. And he's moving southwards to C. Whenever there is a DD dead on the enemy team and you know there's no DD anymore, and then you can leave this normally to an equal opposition, because these guys can handle this group here pretty easily. They have to go and push. This Wooster is also a bit too aggressive, but yeah, gets away with it by not shooting anymore, goes dark, and it's all fine. I don't know why you ping the Republic here, but okay. I think he's pretty in a good position. He's reversing, he has shots, so no point of pinging, in my opinion. It's close enough, etc. So what this group needs to do is just chill and wait for the enemy to push A, in case they're doing it. If the enemy is going for C, they can maybe move maybe the booster down here to have some shots as well, and brings in the DPM. So all the stuff that is pretty, at least to me, pretty clear. Alright, so I think Barte is going here to help out these 2 who are facing a bigger opposition, even though the Moscow seems to be pretty passive. This group needs normally to do something here about this. That's probably why Barte went over, to give some additional support. But so far it looks pretty good, and if the enemy doesn't realize that they have to do something to win the game, then this game is already in the bag, because the points are ticking. Already at almost 200 points lead for Barte's team, so yeah. What else can I say? Since he's playing the Yueyang with Radar, which would be my top pick among all the DDs on tier 10, just because it can, it has the tools to challenge every other DD. Of course, you don't need to shoot. I mean, as I said, you want to play safe, so a good DD player knows when to open fire and when not. And exactly that was Barte doing when being spotted by the enemy gearing, and that's the thing you should embrace if you like to play DD. Always
all stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Figure out quickly if it's worth to shoot or not, because most of the DDs tend to like shoot back if they are getting shot at. I know it's a bad feeling to sustain damage, but without being able to shoot back, but that can just simply happen, especially when you're on the weaker flank, for example. If you're on a weaker flank, then when you're on the weaker flank, you normally don't have the backup that the enemy does. So in this case, you want to be just a spotter and don't want to play aggressive. You want to spot the enemy DD in case there is one, or you want to keep ships lit up, so your friendly ships can shoot them, like this Yamato. If he gets into cover, then he's unspotted, but I think Barte will make sure that he will be spotted. That's why he slowed down. And in case it's needed, he's reversed to keep that Yamato spotted for the booster. And I think this Yamato is just focusing on these guys here. Yeah, I would even say that this Yamato could play a bit more aggressive, but I don't know where is the Z52. Maybe he abandoned him, I don't know, because the Z-52 should be in front of him. But yeah. So Bart is trying to launch some torps from the front. So you wanna lay them.
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
Or you wanna launch them closely above, maybe a little bit shifted. And then you just hope for no battleship gap, as we might call it. Where even Yamato can dodge. But these torps look good, I guess. And yeah, that's basically it. So you keep these ships lit up. Also a thing, if there's one, let's think you have one booster who's operating on one flank and you're the only DD. You face him, he's radaring you, you bail. The thing is, after he used his radar, you immediately turn around and push your spotting up towards the booster or any other radar cruiser. So he can't get unspotted. Because you have 1 minute 30 around time until his next radar is available. So you push him away. And that's really good. That's if your team is realizing this, it's great. Because then you can get a lot of additional spotting damage. You can increase your spotting for your team, and you can also force the enemy radar cruiser out of position. It's a bit more difficult if there is a DD in front, but that's basically what you also do in a booster or in a ZAO from time to time, that you push up the spotting and don't let enemy cruisers, for example, that have worse spotting detectability, escape. Just keep them spotted. That's really important. Alright, yeah, that was a quick and fast game because the enemy was a bit slow, I think, and a bit unfortunate that Gearing eating the storms, but it shows how you should play DD, in this case Yueyang and on Tears of the Desert, but in general, playing safe, reverse into caps, have always a way out, be on your toes all the time. That's the thing what a good DD player needs, and of course a massively good awareness, especially in tricky situations. That shows who are good and who are the unicorn players. So Barter, thanks for sending this in and giving us an insight on the DD game, because as we all know, it's rare. I wouldn't say it's rarely played, but it doesn't have such an impact that it has, for example, on tier 6 ranked. Yeah, because there are no radar threats and so on. So in tier 6, the influence of a destroyer is incredibly high, while it is not anymore in tier 10 because of all the radars. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video, hope it was helpful for you too, and yeah, see you next time, and bye bye.